Chronicles TV on air. We are now live in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to another episode of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. In the previous episode, we completed, well, not completed, but we're maintaining our way through the trial session. And today's episode, we're going to listen to other witnesses. If you have today's episode, make sure to like, put a spoiler, subscribe to the channel. I know there's no music in the background, but we're going to begin with that. But I just want to check out the new evidence that we got. What's this? It's Naruhodo, look. Yes, it's a smudge of some kind. In fact, it's just like a handprint. And the color, that's blood, isn't it? Oh dear, how disturbing. Alrighty then. Yo, fix yourself already. Please, by all means. There are details of whole raft cases of dating back years on here, aren't there? The paper from 10 years ago is browning with age, look. Out of interest, the most recent thing appears to be the newspaper cutting here. Oh, it's the same red-headed leak advertisement. We already know that! And do you remember? There was a red hair piece at the scene too. Was Inspector Griggs an exponent of the red-headed league then? Go back! And then... oh, it's just that. Okay. Let's begin! Defendant may step down for the witness stand. Certainly, my lord. She looks like the NPC from the... You again! So... oh, wrong voice. So witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court. Names we don't use. Far too fancy for the like of us. Red Little Riding Hood. We're just free and easy, sell what we like, live where we want to live. I give them all my vacant stare as they walk down Fresno and spin a few words into a verse for them. Would I be right assuming that all three of you make your living by selling wares on the street? Yeah, everyone calls me gossip. I sell jaunty little tidbits to passengers, you know? Jaunty little tidbits? Got an absolute smasher for you, sir. Right up your Gino, isn't it? Gino? 6 pence is the price, and not a penny less. Wait, you're actually trying to sell it to me now? Oh, come on, sir. Don't tell me you're not interested. Try the man. Give him the money and see what it is. Pay the man, counsel. Alright. 6 pence it is. You won't forget it, sir. Now, got your listening ears on? Just between us, a young couple at Slate Street just had twins. We just wasted 6 pence on that. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. It's gossip, isn't it? And wants to spread, but that's a bit up to you, in your mouth, of course. I got more, you know. Want another juicy one? 6 pence apiece. It is, if you're curious. I am curious, yes, about what's going on just under that fat bottom lip of yours. Name that unusual bruise on whatever it is that's poking on your color. Bruise? Oh my god. What about the next witness then? What name do you go by and what do you sell? Me, I'm Venus. That's what everyone calls me. Funny, ain't it? Huh? Fireworks? I saw these lovely fireworks at the local school kids. 6 pieces a pop. What do you say? Hold it! You weren't exaggerating with the little... do they actually sell? Oh yeah, the second years can't get enough of my Venus firecrackers. Especially when I tell them that if they got 100, they could blow up the school. Not the most savory ideas, young lady. What do you say then, huh? Want to part with 6 pence a pop? Wait, what? You want me to buy one? Tell you what, I'll let you in a little secret. If you get 100 of them, you can blow up the whole courtroom. Try the woman. Give her the money and see if she's right. Pay the woman, counsel. Alright, I'll buy one. Lovely stuff. Right then. This is something a bit extra just for you. The Venus Special. Only six underpants? 600? It's 100 of my regular fireworks. Nothing little about that, is there? And there'd be nothing little about the punishment if I blew up the Old Bailey, either. And the last witness, what name do you go by and what do you sell? I think you're me. Think all sorts of thoughts. I think, therefore I am. I think. As I stand there on the street, watching the world go on about me, they call me the Observer. No, man. Everyone calls you Sandwich, and you know it. So you don't actually sell anything? Problem shared is a problem half. As they say, I give advice, I do, and think what it means. Hot? Something? I don't actually sell anything now, come to think of it. Pity. No more purchases today, please. Well, we have quite a cast here, it seems. They conduct their business on Fresno Street from morning until night, my lord. And always in the same place, directly adjacent to the crime scene. I see, and thus they heard the gunshot, I suppose. Not only that, but they bravely ran inside to see what's going on and witness the crime. Well, I be beggar, I thought, just between us. Venus de Milo, what am I to do? What a terrible thing I saw. What I think it is, if all what we say is lighted shadow playing with our eyes, is any of real? Very well. The court will hear the formal testimony of these 3 witnesses now. Alright, let's begin. The witness's account. We saw the whole thing from the start to finish, we did. Everything from the moment they went in the building. It was less than a minute after the Reaper had gone inside that we all heard a bang. Means to me that quiet to talk to isn't quick to walk. Joshua couldn't wait to go and see what happened. I ran into the room, there he was, the Reaper, gun in hand, sitting over the dead body. I was scared half to death, me, so I ran to find a copper. If these witnesses were there the whole day and saw everything, who did they see going inside the building? Only the victim, Inspector Gregson, and the accused, Barrick von Zykes. I've seen pictures of the Reaper in the paper, and now I know what he looks like. And just between us, folk love stories like this, I made myself a tidy sum already. But wait, the room was just one of the several flats in the building. Someone from another flat could have done it. All those flats at Fresno Street are unoccupied. Of course they are. They're small, damp, dirty, and expected to boot. The room in which the inspector was found is the only property in the building that currently leases. We know the leaseholder's name, don't we? It's Hugh Boone. The testimony of the court has just heard what appeared to have little room for doubt. It's becoming increasingly difficult to see how anyone other than the defender could have committed the crime scene. No! Wow, there's no jury. Thank you for your conduct, my lord. Counsel for defense, you may proceed to cross-examine the witness. Yes, my lord. In a closed court like this without a jury, the judge is the only person whose opinion matters. I have to break down this testimony. Somehow. The witness account. Hold up. Gossip, Venus, and the Observer. Gotcha. Have you had an idea, Mr. Naruhodo? You're staring at the end of a string of fireworks. Sorry, it's just that the Venus special. I was wondering what 600 pence worth of fireworks would sound like. Shall we find out? What? But she said it could blow up the whole courtroom. Alright, that was a fairly sizable bang. My ears are still ringing, Mr. Naruhodo. Sounded almost exactly like a gunshot. Okay, we know what we got. Okay, we saw the whole thing from start to finish. We did everything from the moment they went in the building. It was less than a minute after the Reaper had gone inside that we all heard a big bang. Seems to me that a quick to talk is quick to walk. Gossip what? Want to see what happened. I ran into the room and there we was, the Reaper, gun in hand, standing over the dead body. I was scared half to death, me, so I ran to find the copper. Press on this and elaborate on that. By which presumably you mean the gunshot? I sell these little things, don't I? How would I know what a gunshot sounds like? But I've always thought it probably sounds a bit like this, doesn't it? And you say that you heard the noise almost as soon as you saw the defendant here into the building? That's right, it was almost straight away. Bang! It went, just like that. Well, he's the Reaper, isn't he? It's what the French call a fait accompli. When the Reapers around, people are going in the ground. I mean, that's what he does, isn't it? I think we get the message. The Reaper couldn't allow the inspector to live after he had discovered his secret hideout. There can be no clearer motive for the crime. Yes. Certainly an immensely credible motive. Great. And at that point you ran inside, is that correct? Hold it! So, when Gossip ran to see what had happened, did you go too? Well, I'm better hampered, see, all the signs are that I can't move very well. You were away behind, presumably, with that sandwich board around your neck and that sign in your hand. What a great burden you bear. Pardon me for asking, Mr. Sandwich, but is it possible you and I have met before? I am not anybody, me. The signs are what make me who I am now. I signed, therefore I am. So, you weren't employed as an omnibus driver just under a year ago, then? I might be mistaken, but I believe his trembling has intensified, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, I agree. He's clearly been through a lot. Turn down, kick Henry Street and the Black Widows. Arms is just there. Oh dear, you made him hide behind his sign. Life is full of surprises. Hold it! So then, you were the first person to arrive on the scene. Is that right? That I was. Kick the door open just like a professional I did and yell out what's going on here. Lord Von Zeiss claims all he heard was a man scream though. And was it dark inside the room? Nope, not dark at all. There were candles burning on the wall. Really? And there was a fella collapsed on the floor. Just between us, it's the first thing I noticed when I got inside. I see. Even though Lord Von Zeiss claims not to have seen any such lights on the wall. The next thing I noticed was someone standing right beside the body. The accused, Beric Von Zeiss. That's right, the pale-faced Reaper himself. I was a little shocked, I want to know it, but I'm no lily-liver coward. I stood my ground and gave the Reaper a cold hard stare myself. And was there anyone else in the room at the time? Nope, of course not at first. And then his old stiff was waddling around behind me, and of course, only him mind. I can't handle the stairs so well, you can imagine. Especially on the way up. And you could have just failed to see someone? There was a bed thing in there, I grant you. But there were the candles on the wall and the lamp on the table. There was nowhere anyone could have been hiding. You mark my eyes. I was scared half to death, so I ran to find me a cover. So the thing I wanted to press is this right here, because I have no, back it up. Well, what grounds do we have? Hold it! So you didn't run into the room with your friends? I'm not that sort of girl. Sorry? I'm a timid little thing, me. I was too scared to go in there. Oh, right, I see. Oh, Lippy and the witch here ran in there and I heard a sort of an old lady scream. Well, that wasn't me, I swear. If I were a gentleman, I'd shake my honor on it. I wondered what on earth was going on, which is when you went to find a policeman. And I ran into a copper as soon as I turned the corner, so I brought him straight back to the place. Didn't I do well, eh? Yes, between us, the copper sized nearly popped out of his head when he saw the Reaper. I never felt so uncomfortable in my life. And the defendant was arrested on the spot, I believe. Considering the catalog of killings the Reaper had carried out, it was a particularly insuspicious end. If I can't find any holes in the testimony, I'm afraid the judge will rule guilty, Mr. Naruhodo. The truth is, though, the combined testimony is fairly damning. Unfortunately, there don't seem to be any obvious problems with their statements, do there? Still, if Lord Von Sykes really is innocent, then I'm almost certain that we'll find something in there that doesn't quite add up. You don't think that one of these three could be the true culprit, do you? I don't know, but what I do know is that there's more to this case that has yet to be brought to light. I ran to the room there, the Reaper, gun in hand, standing over the dead body. Gun in hand. Can we use the layout? He was not supposed to touch it. Okay, that's another thing I can think of. Back to this one! Sheesh. Okay, I got a couple ideas, but let's see what I can do here. I got a couple ideas that I want to go through.
Objection!
Nope. Because of the big bang part sounding like a gun, that's why. That's what I was thinking of. Let's see. So the next thing that comes to my mind is the gun in hand part. Back over there, Chief.
Objection!
Nope. What am I thinking?
Hold it!
When you say they, who do you mean exactly? Inspector Gregson defended Lord Von Sykes? I suppose, but like a buzz don't know the names of the high and mighty. I'll tell you one thing, it was the old Reaper that went in last, but sure turning. Just behind Inspector Gregson, did they arrive at the same time each other? No. The first fellow must have gone inside a good 15 minutes before we heard the gunshot. The victim arrived 15 minutes before? Are you sure about that? Am I sure? Does it seem like I've forgotten a fellow with a bright red hair like that, does it? Yeah, his hair really were red, weren't it? The redder than my flaming fireworks even. That very fiery mob still burning the inside of my eyelids, it is. Wait a minute, you're saying the man was a redhead? Weren't you listening to him? Hey, he was a redhead. He had a big trunk with him as well. But Inspector Gregson's hair isn't red. Not by a stretch of imagination. Oh wow, the hint was right here. Seems likely the person you saw wasn't in fact Inspector Gregson at all, but some other third party. No, I hate to break it to you, but the witnesses are correct. What? Oh wow, like I said. You just have a look at this photograph Vic had taken the scene. Yes, that's Inspector Gregson, alright. And a red hairpiece. Of course! We saw on the floor when we investigated the scene, didn't we? I still refuse to believe Inspector Gregson wore a hairpiece, though. So then, why on earth would he have been wearing something like that? The color does seem to be suit the man, one might say. The photograph will be submitted. Oh wow, I could have done this first. I skipped everything but the first one, of course. It usually be like that sometimes. And what became the trunk that the redhead victim was supposedly carrying? I was informed that no trunk was found at the scene. So it's just disappeared? What? Do you expect us to be watching the building every second, do you? We definitely saw him in the dock going in, though. No question about that. Okay, that did have. Okay, what exactly am I gonna press? Because what exactly is the contradictory here? Let's see, what do we got? What do we got? Curled up. Oh my gosh. There was some light, of course. Oh my god, Gregson. Why, man? Why? Gun in hand, dead body. Where is Lime Street? What do we got? Seemed to be a quick to talk, quick to walk. Also could have waited to happen. It was less than a minute after Reaper had gone inside with that we all heard a big bang. And I ran into the room and there was a Reaper and gun and standing over the dead body. I was scared half to death, and so I ran to find me a copper. I don't know. I don't know what could be a contradictory. He claims he saw the guy. But could he? I don't know.
Objection!
Nope. I ran in the room. The Reaper was gun in hand, standing over the dead body. Standing over. I have no idea. Is there anything that looks out of place besides the wig? I have no idea.
Objection!
I got nothing. I really don't. Oh, let's see. Let me double check. So then there was the first person, blah blah blah. That was a kick like the door flush. Yeah, that was going off here. Oh, not dark at all. There were candles burning on the wall. Really? And there was a fellow corpse on the floor. Between me and us is the first thing I noticed when I got inside. I see. Even though Lord Von's claims have not seen any lights in the wall. Wait a minute! You did not react at all! You did not react whatsoever when I pressed this, didn't I? Because when I pressed this guy, the freaking text wouldn't move that fast unless I read the entire thing. And now all of a sudden you react to it? I would have paid attention to it.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to add, Mr. Sandwich? There's really nothing to me. Empty in the head I am, just two slices with no middle. So I don't know what could want with me. I think that maybe just remembered something. Having heard Mr. Goss's last statement, I mean. I think as we're all nothing really. We tried to dress ourselves up as something else, but in the end of the day, we're just street sellers. That's enough, Benny Sandwich. Keep your trap shut now. Unless you want us to make you into a real sandwich. When he saw the Reaper, he fell clean over on his backside. That's it. Oh, you rotten beggar. I told you to keep that a secret. He screamed, he did, scream and scrambled off on all fours. That's all I wanted to say. Mr. Gossip, is this true? The floor was dead slippery, that's boy. Planted my hand in filthy poor blood in a yuck. What? A pool of blood? But listen here, even when I was on the floor, I still kept growing at Reaper a cold hard stare, and don't you forget it. Let's go back a little. Did you say you got blood in your hand? I did, eh? It happened to be the best of the times, didn't it? I was scared, so I slipped over. We keep it between us, can't we? No, Mr. Gossip. I'm going to have to ask you to add that information to your formal testimony. If I must. A witness will amend his testimony to include the aforementioned details at once. Slip over and got blood on my hand, so I quickly wiped it off the floor. I'm gonna assume this is your freaking blood right here.
Objection!
So you wipe off the blood from your hand on the floor in the room. Are you quite sure about that? Well, what do you expect me to have done, huh? Is it really murder? The police found no such handprint on the floor during the investigations. What exactly is the defense asserting? If you listen, you'll find out, Prosecutor Asogi. Certainly, there was no bloody handprint found on the floor. What are you trying to say? There was a handprint and blood left very clearly on the scene. On the back of this notice board. Ah, yes, indeed, this is really a handprint in the distinctive color of blood. Hey, you did right, it's my right hand. I know it anywhere. Hot actual hero. The witness very definitely testified that he wiped his hand on the floor. Any handprints on the back of the board are irrelevant. Not if the board itself had fallen over the floor. In that case, it's quite possible for the witness's handprint to have ended up there. Just look at the floor plan of the room. The notice board was in the opposite corner of the room and to the victim, in the upright position. Even if it somehow been toppled and was lying on the floor at the time, it would have been a considerable distance from the body. I fell over when I came across the body, so I was basically right next to the corpse, not on the other side of the room. In other words, the defense assertion is contradictory. Yes, it is. There's a very definite contradiction here, for which there must be a reason. I take it that you formulated a proper hypothesis, counsel, regarding this apparent discrepancy between the witness account and handprint found at the scene? I have, my lord. This discrepancy between the witness's account and the location of the handprint is explained by... board moving. The board was moved. This is not a false testimony. The real contradiction here is the handprint itself, where it was found. As the court can see, it's upside down. Good gracious, so it is. If the witness had put his hand against the board, the fingers would have been upwards. What does that tell us? It tells us one simple fact. When this handprint was made, the board must have been lying on the floor as I previously suggested. Which means that after the incident, it must have been moved. What? Objection! You're claiming that somebody moved the notice board after the shooting? Then tell the court who. I don't know that yet, but the point is, when you consider all the testimony we've heard so far, we can now be clear on one point. And that would be? The position of the notice board at the time of the incident, my lord. So, counsel, I must ask you to clarify your assertion for the court. At the time of the incident, where do you maintain the notice board was situated? I'm assuming it's this side? Okay, let's re-look at the facts. Re-look, because I'm not processing just yet. So we found it as that. Assuming it was on the ground. Assuming it was on the ground. Like this. He said there was a pool of blood, right? If it was like that, I'm assuming it's gonna be right here. I'm assuming.
Take that!
This is the only possible location. Immediately adjacent to the doorway? That's not where it goes, but okay. If the court would think back to the testimony given by the defendant earlier, he said that when he entered the room, it was dark, and he couldn't see the body. By Vic, if the notice board had been here, the body would have been completely hidden from view, and the light from the candles would have been blocked, making the room appear dark. But the accused also claims that the victim's body simply appeared before him. That's true. Or, in his precise words, just as I picked the wrong voice, fire arbiter examined the door. I flew open. I heard a man scream. It was only then that the body and Inspector Gregson appeared before me. I don't know what about calling it a scream, but he was talking about me and no mistake. Because it was me that kicked the door open. If you look again at the floor plan, so if he kicked it open, then he would have knocked it over. Consider what would happen if the door to the room was thrown with force. Boom. That can't. This can't. The door struck the notice board, knocking it over, and making the victim's body visible. Good gracious. My client has told nothing but the truth. He has simply described what he saw. Order! Counsel, how has this not come to light before now? After the incident, somebody must have righted the board and moved it into the position where the police, myself, and my colleagues saw when investigating the room. Witness, what have you to say for yourself? What? Me, my lord? You and your fellows were there at the scene before anybody else. It goes without saying that you must know something about the position of the notice board. The witnesses in the stand will testify again. You each explain exactly what you did upon arriving at the scene of the crime. Stop looking at me with your glasses. I get the message.